All right, this is Professor DeFrance. Welcome back. We're going to take a look today at the Visual Text Analysis Project. Now, this is a really fun thing that we do in this class, and it's an opportunity for you to synthesize and use all the skills that we're teaching you in the Visual Text Analysis section, which we have pictured here, right? If you look at the lecture, it's going to give you everything literally that you're going to need to know to be successful for the essay, for the discussion, for the project. So the essay is about analyzing what makes a good visual text. How is it made? And like for example, you could build an essay around symbolism and montage and sound and say dialogue and make that an essay about how this text is effective. That's say essay 3. Now, in addition to that, or to kind of expand and like use that knowledge, we're going to create what's called a visual text analysis project. And there's a rubric here, there's a prompt, there's a number of examples, students that have submitted some excellent work over the years in my classes. And this is what it is. In the online format, it's most likely an individual project, so there's really no issue there. Don't worry that group project, it can be an individual. Like I said, in the online format, you're most likely going to be working by yourself unless you have someone who's in the class who you already know. So that's fine. Okay, your assignment: to create a funny or serious visual text. What is a visual text? Well, they're listed right here, right? These are basically all different types of visual text. You could create a short movie, the emphasis on short documentary, short film, like a music video, a piece of art, an art exhibit. A former student submitted a chapter of a children's book, which was excellent. Students have submitted graphic novels, cartoons, photography or photo essays, advertisements. You'll find a number of these examples on our page here. So you're going to create a funny or serious visual text. That's what visual text, it can take any of those forms. Create a funny or serious visual text that A, expresses a message, right? Any good visual text has to have a message. B, it has to express that message to a particular audience. And C, you want to use at least 3 visual devices. And there's a document called Film Terminology under the VTA essays. Check that out. That has all the visual devices that you may need to use. They're all, and in the lecture, it's in those 2 places. And you have a basic checklist here. Does your project have a message? Does it have an intended audience? Do you use 3 or more devices? If the answer is yes, you're doing a good job. And you can create, some of the more popular ones are commercials, visual arguments, skits, parodies, parody commercials, art. A visual argument would take the form of, say, like a PowerPoint. So if you're not artistically inclined and this seems overwhelming to you, feel free to choose that option. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have, interest or ability in develop, or just in interest in developing your skills in any of these areas, feel free to take this opportunity to do that. Gives you a basic length there, 5 to 10 minutes or 8 to 10 slides, 10 pages of a graphic novel or children's book. Gives you the basic breakdown there of how I score it. This will go over that. Let's see. The originality has to be an original concept, effectively executed, correct tone. So it doesn't have to be funny, but just if it's a serious project, take a serious tone. If it's meant to be funny, then it should be humorous. It should have the right tone. Quality or acting. It's not like you have to be, Christian Bale or Meryl Streep to do these. I'm just basically emphasizing there about production. We do go to school near an airport, so if you were, say, filming outside in a park, a helicopter, a plane goes over your where you're shooting, you're gonna have to reshoot that scene because it's gonna just demolish the sound quality on that, and it's just not gonna work. So Just a thing to keep in mind there as a general note. Let's take a look at some samples here from some of my former students. This is a piece of art. This was a oil pastel created by a former student, and you're seeing the Mickey Mouse here and the Walt Disney Castle and the symbolism and imagery. Obviously, there's some kind of you know Disney capitalist message going on there. This is the front page of a graphic novel that a student submitted, um, called Batman Deals with Alcoholism. Kind of took a funny and serious tone at the same time and pulled that off very, very effectively. You'll find on the website, I'm not going to play this one, but you'll find this on the website. The Powerhouse video, if you want, I'll just play like a second of it so you can see the one. Yeah. So what this is, I would play the whole thing, but I don't have time on this recording. It's a fabulous parody commercial. I made by two of my former students, and it's just outstanding. There are a number of different ones here. There's a PowerPoint, presentation. This one was on. Let's see, wait for it to load here. Sorry. Discipline in children. This was this was a good one. This was a piece on glass. Like this was like paint on glass, and it was a two-sided piece of glass, and the student had as a theme like an exploration of depression and bipolar disorder. And so they had this as the front page, or the front part of the glass, and you can see the edge of the glass right there. I just took a picture of it. It's this really neat piece, nice, thick piece of glass. And then on the other side, the student drew this. So, like I said, it's just a beautiful exploration of that as a theme. Oh, that's the same. Okay, good. And we've got some other examples here, but that basically gives you the main idea there. You're creating a visual text that has a message, it has an audience, and if it's about the right length, it depends on what form it takes. But say like a 5 to 10 minute video or something, it'd be perfect. And you have the option to turn in an analysis. The analysis is worth 15 points of extra credit. And you can see the way this student outlined it. They put an introduction. The main things you want to cover there are really just made. What's the message? Who is your intended audience? Write a couple sentences for each point. How is it to be effective? Like in what way was it supposed to be effective? And the devices. Talk about the different devices that you use in the project. And that's it. So feel free to do the extra credit, but make sure to do the visual text analysis project, as that is regular credit and not extra. All right, so that gives us a little insight into the visual text analysis project. Good luck and enjoy. Make sure that you just remember that it's a fun assignment. You can really, explore things artistically and use some of those visual text analysis skills to help you do that.